Okay, today we're going to be looking at some of my more exotic chord shapes in my bag. You can use these to be inspired to write songs. You can use them as substitutes for other chords. You can use them to substitute for shapes you know and songs you already know. And they're really great for composing your own chord melody. Now, this isn't a limitation to the wide world of chords. In fact, there's not even a lot of minor chords in here. So there's a lot of other potential possibilities that you can do with these ideas. I'm just going to scratch the surface and give you about 20 chords or so. Real quick before we jump in, new ukulele tutorials every single Wednesday and Saturday. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a lesson. Get a printable PDF with this lesson and all our lessons starting at $1 creation. But if you came just because you want to unlock the ukulele fretboard and do some magic chord shapes, that's cool. I dig it and I respect it. All you're going to need is that ukulele, brain, and attention span. And if you don't have that PDF, a pencil and paper wouldn't hurt. All right? So why don't we go ahead and follow me on in and let's break this lesson down right now. Come on in. Cool, everybody. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be focusing on some chords that are really beautiful that you can use and substitute in your regular playing. You can use for chord melodies, or you can use for your songwriting. So why don't we just go ahead and start with a really easy one. We all know our C chord. But if you move that ring finger up all the way to the 7th fret, you still have a C chord, you just have a higher E note in it. Chord 1. Now, if you want to make a C add 9, you can take that ring finger and slide it down to the 5th fret. And that gives a very nice spacey kind of spacey sound. Yuck, yuck. All right, so continuing forward, the next one is another C chord, but what we're going to do is we're going to get our ring finger on the 8th fret of the E string and play 0, 0, 8, 7. This is another form of the C chord. This is one that I use a lot in chord melody. Okay, 0, 0, 8, 7. Sometimes with the same one, I pluck just these 3 strings and not the G string. But that makes a C5. All right, our next chord. Our next chord is a C7, and instead of playing that shape that you know, we're gonna play the 3rd fret of the G string, open, open, 3. Three, 0, 0, 3. This would be the 5th chord in the key of F and resolve to F very nicely. The next chord I want to look at is a movable chord, but we're going to be looking at it from the F9 position. It's going to be 2, 3, 3, 3. So to play this one, you're going to need to take that ring finger, bar the 3rd fret, except for that high string, then play that 2nd fret with your middle finger. Classic funk chord. The 9 chord is the funk chord, and the shape is movable. This is an F9, E9, G9. And you can use that pinky on both these frets to make some colorful, funky colorations as well if you're going funk. The 9 chord can also be a substitute when it's the 5 chord. So let's make a G9, bar that 4th fret, and then get 4th fret, 5, 5, 5. And it resolves to a C, very lovely. So it's a great 5 chord as well. All right, the next one is our E7, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna play the 3rd fret instead, and we're gonna play an E7 sharp 5. And this is a great substitute as well for an E7, or you can play this with a C, or I'm sorry, this is a great substitute for an E7, and you can play it with an E7 as well to create a little extra tension. Now E is the 5th chord in the key of A, so these will resolve to the 8th chord. Now, because this particular shape is a little trickier to move, but it's still possible, but you can use this shape movable as well. Okay, so just so you know, you have a 7♯5, which is a really nice, dense, jazzy chord. Cool. The next one is a D13, which will be the 2nd fret of our G string, and then the 2nd fret of both the E and the A strings. So it's 2 open 2 2, 2 open 2 2. Maybe one of the densest, tensest, most dissonant chords there are. This one would resolve to a G, for example. In the end of Georgia on My Mind, in the key of G, they actually finish on a G13. So you can use that as well to give a really nice, dense finish. Imagine if your chord progression for D, for example, was D, A, D. And this is the end of your song. You can resolve on a D13 and leave it nice and dissonant, open, very, very jazzy, very cool chord. Cool, so I want to look at another 9 shape, and this time we'll be looking at it as the E9, but I'll show you how to move it, of course. We're going to bar the 7th fret, middle finger, 8th fret C string, ring finger, 9th fret A string. So we get 7, 8, 7, 9. If I remove this ring finger, it goes from an E9 to an E7. That's how you know where the shape is so movable. For example, if I make this C shape on right here, 4, 3, 2, 2, and I remove this finger, the C chord becomes a C7. Now I move my ring finger down to the 5th fret, and I have a C9. Again, that's that funky chord, sounds so tasty and great. All right, the next one we're going to look at is a G minor 7 flat 5, a great passing chord. And it's just open 1 1 1. Think of this one in the key of F because it is the 2nd chord, and I like to use this as the 2nd chord resolving back to the 1. O 1 1 1. That's that minor 7, and of course this one also is movable as well. In fact, when we move it, you're going to recognize it right away. These are the same notes as our 9 chord. Now you see some of these chords can be used in different contexts because we don't have all of these chords, and the bass of the song is going to make a big difference. So when the more you play, the more you jam with others, the bass note will determine kind of what the chord is, if that makes sense. So here this is a G minor 7. If the bass player is going, and you got that nice G minor 7 in there. You could also think of this though as a E flat 9. And I know that seems a little strange, but if the bass were to be playing an E note, you would get this like E flat 9 sound. I'm sorry, playing an E flat note. All right, G7 flat 5, O 1 1 2. This is great for your dominant 7s to get a little extra tension before you resolve. So you would use this one in this particular G shape in the key of C, and it would sound something like this, going to C. So next time you have a progression that goes C, F, G, and C, try and spice it up with a C, F, G7 flat 5, and a C. And that's that discord or dissonance that's very popular in jazz. This isn't going to work in all examples, but it works great again if you want to add a little bit of tension in your music. Cool, so here we have a D6, also a great chord if you want to add a little bit of lighter texture to it, not so much dissonance, but more kind of that spacey vibe. It's going to be 4th fret, 6th fret, 5th fret, 8th fret. I'm sorry, 7th fret. And this can substitute for your D chord. So imagine D6, C6, G. All right, this 6th chord is beautiful and great to have in the bag. Okay, cool. So another thing that fun chord shapes you can find are these chord shapes that use these open strings. This particular one is a G9, and it looks like 4, 5, 3, 0. With that 0 being the A note, which is the 9th interval. All right, 0011. This was called a B flat 6/9. This chord, not this particular chord, but the 6/9 chord was very popular in A Horse of No Name. And this one also is movable as well. Again, with the root note being on the A string, if you want it to be a D 6/9, it would be 4/4/5/5. And I know that because my D note is right here. So there's your 6/9 chord. 0030, C6, an easy one to have in the bag and a great one to have if you're playing in C, if you're playing in multiple keys. Creates a lot of movement and a lot of really cool kind of Celtic sounds. Cool. 2 more chords. A G add 9 is going to be 0230. And you can use that from a G to a G add 9. But if you're in the key of C and it's your dominant chord, you can also make it a G9 by playing 0210. Cool, everybody, and those are the coolest chords that you're not using, probably not using, that I wanted to show you. Again, most of these shapes are movable. Commit them to memory, know where the roots are, use them in chord melody, use them in your songwriting, and use them to spice up your own progressions. I'll give you an example. Let's say I have a song that goes G, C, D, and G. Well, I'm gonna go G add 9, C major 7, D 13, and G add 9. Okay, so these should inspire creativity and expand your ability to know your fretboard. All right, those are the best chords you're not using. TenThumbsPro.com, 10 Thumbs t-shirts. And until next time, everybody, keep on rocking and rolling, keep on loving life, because it's all good. 10 Thumbs Pro, baby. Ciao, ciao. Cool, everybody. So that was it. 10thumbspro.com. Thank you so much for learning with us. Keep on rocking and rolling. Keep on loving life. Until next time, remember, chord shapes are cool. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Bye-bye.